Hi, I'm Hermione. I work for AIDS Vancouver Island in the education department there, and we have a weekly drop-in arts group for women who want to come and hang out, have a safe space to eat some healthy food, hang out with other women, and just be creative. And while they're there, if they want to access health information or support, we can offer that to them as well. And I noticed that the 50/50 were looking for artists to come and use their space, so I approached them, and they said they were willing to have us. So between the women's art group and some other partners in the community, including peers, Artemis Place, Rock Bay Landing, the youth clinic, I think that's all of them. We developed this idea for everybody to bring their pieces down and have an opportunity to express their feelings about love, relationships, sex, as a kind of anti-Valentine's Day stance, because you know, Valentine's Day is sort of a hallmark holiday these days, and for a lot of the people that I work with and spend time with, it doesn't fit how they feel about themselves or about love. So that's the purpose of this show, and it's got a number of different elements to it, some of which are the body maps, which you can see behind me, and there's another one over there. Body maps were developed in Africa as a response to the AIDS crisis there, and it's basically a process where using art for people to have an opportunity to express their feelings about being positive, to talk about their journey in life, where they come from, what their goals, their hopes are, to look at the scars that are on their body and inside of them, as well as their strengths and the things they feel good about and how the virus has impacted them. So it's a couple of days work, and we had a facilitator called Peggy Frank, who is a local artist and activist, who has actually done quite a lot of work in Africa with people with HIV. And so she facilitated the two-day workshop along with myself and my co-worker, and the women were taken through a process of answering certain questions artistically. So these body maps are done by women who are either HIV or Hep C positive and living with that. Another part of the project was over here. If you can see, there's the body casts, which I believe Megan's going to speak to you about in a moment. But that was a project between AIDS Vancouver Island and peers. And then throughout the rest of the space, we have pieces of art and poetry provided by, like I said, a number of different agencies and community partners. And we're going to have some music, and we're having some food, and it's a wonderful opportunity to hang out together.
we work specifically with sex trade workers in the Victoria area, and this project was done in collaboration with AIDS Vancouver Island. The Breastplate Project was a really unique way to allow the women and men in the sex trade to explore, to really explore their body in an emotional way, so that they could explore sort of where their strengths are, where their soft parts are, what needed protecting, how they would protect themselves in a really sort of complicated and complex way. So this was a really great opportunity for them to do it. You can see that not all of them are breastplates that they did, but actually people used lots of different imagery and icons to do it with. It was quite an amazing process. It took over 3 weeks for everybody to do. We have a group that comes in 4 days a week to do work on things like trauma response and coping with life and coping with a lot of the stuff that's happened to them before. So this was a really great opportunity for people to, I know you can see the outsides of these. A lot of people also decorated the insides of them, because we had a lot of conversation about how it's not good enough to just protect yourself, but you also have to give yourself something too, right? So a lot of people did the insides, what they wanted for themselves, as well as what they wanted to show for the outside. So that was a big part of it. The other big part of it, I think, was all the conversation that happened while we were doing it. You know, we had huge conversations about what it meant to show our bodies in this way, and what it meant to, even what it meant for us to work together, because it's not like you can do a body cast by yourself, right? You need somebody else putting the strips on, and it's very intimate, and it can make you feel very vulnerable, but we were all sort of in it together and doing it together, and I think it was a really powerful piece of bonding for the group as well, with a group of people who often have to be fairly well protected. So it's a great way of not only creating an armor for themselves, but also allowing themselves to be vulnerable. So yeah, it's I think you'll notice that people don't all do body casts, that they do a lot of different things because of a lot of the traumas that our people have experienced in the sex trade, that bodies can be not only a source of great joy, but also a source of great pain. So we really respected what people were allowed to do and what they sort of felt they could do, you know.